So this is Timmothie Chadwick. He ended up in my chat on Wednesday, and I didn't see him in here, so this is a bunch of his messages. So he's going on saying something about showing him physical curvature, and he wanted me to do some sort of experiment with a long distance drone and a laser on a gimbal, and try to prove the curvature of the Earth, or prove the flat Earth. I did explain to him that lasers are subject to the refractive index of the atmosphere, as well as lasers do actually diverge from the source. And I don't have a long distance drone, so I said, look, that's just something I can't do. But what I can do is I can show him physical curvature of the Earth, and videos I've done just last year, and which I've done several different observations. So I show him that, but he's actually quite happy about that. But I'm going to show it to him anyways because that's what I have, and it works.
So, Mr. Timothy here, Timothy P. Southwick, you think, let's just go to my own channel. Okay, so I show my own observations. Where do I see? You want to see curvature? Okay, cool. I can do that. Not a problem. Let me just go to my videos. Let me check out this one here, Timothy. Too bad I missed all that. I was too busy doing this, and I didn't look down at my chat.
And I was actually able to do a few observations out across the bay, across the estuary. I think a bit of actually the Atlantic Ocean's in there, and I was able to see across to another kind of part of Wales that kind of sticks out, and show once again prove the curvature of the Earth across the water, and you can plainly see in this that there is, depending on elevation, that you'll actually see less pictures from in 10B hidden from my two different foot trail. It goes really a little bit lower than the caravan park, but yeah, that's off in the distance there. You can see the houses. Alright, so this is observation I did myself, something that flat earthers don't like to do. Right now, using a laser, lasers refract, right? Lasers will bend, you refract in the medium, and you bend towards the denser medium, as well as I said, lasers do diverge from their point of view. So the further you go out, the bigger. So while laser won't diverge as much as normal light, it's going to be a little more focused. It still does have a divergence, and the further you go out, the bigger that cone gets, the bigger that area and that round that circle, and it'll go bigger and bigger and bigger, right? This is a known fact. This is a arbitrary, demonstrable, provable fact, right? And you can't deny it. So let's go with that. So you can see from the comment here, he's saying he's not interested in anything other than his experiment that he's putting up. Now the thing is, if flat earthers want these experiments done so bad, go out and do it yourself and stop relying on other people to do it. So we're not going to do that. We're going to do physical observations. As you see, Timothy isn't going to be happy with this, and says it doesn't cut it because he knows my observations are going to falsify his flat earth claims. That's what I did my second observations of sitting down on the beach. I'm still a little bit of ways, but I'm sitting down, so I'm on the ground here. Right. The first one I did, I was up on a hill. Now I've walked down the beach and gone down onto the beach instead of up on a cliff. Looking over the same area. The ocean's not wavy. Okay. There isn't waves. I'm a little bit further back. I'm above where any waves would be, but it was actually fairly, the tide was out. Wasn't due to come in for a while, and there wasn't massive waves out there. So it wouldn't be blocking my view. Look at the wave. There's no big freaking waves there. Just kind of hiding my face to the side. So see that crowd. Look at that. Barely anything. So, yeah. I thought that Flerf's nice try. This is distance to 10B from Carmarthen Bay. So now I'm showing the distance
which sometimes flash earthers don't always show, but this is definitely the distance from where I was sitting and then looking out towards Tenby. This is in South Wales.
So as you see, once again, Timothy is demanding I do his experiment, and because he doesn't like my observations. But the thing is, the observations show the curvature of the Earth, which is what he's asking for.
You're looking at about the 15 miles there, give or take. And say about 15 miles, about half a mile, give or take here or there. So this exact where I'm standing, something flat earthers don't tend to like to show, is the elevation. So it's 36 feet above sea level. Now where I went down, I was sitting at about sea level. The first observation, this is the altitude, and this is the second observation, and there's the altitude to show where it was taken from. So between those two, there's what, 16 feet difference. This is what I was looking at on the other side. There's some pictures of Tenby to kind of show that a lot of the stuff that you've seen in my pictures, you'll see later on, we're actually up off a cliff. They're up not at sea level, they're actually quite high up. I think it's about 66 feet or more higher. So this is some of the things you'll see here. This is close-up pictures that you can kind of have a reference to look at, so you can notice how all these are quite high up on cliffs, right? So they're not even at sea level; they're quite high up. See that none of these are actually low down; these are all up, and you'll still see where it looks like it's on the horizon, but in reality they're not, and that's because the curvature of the Earth makes it looks like it's on the horizon, especially when I'm at my lower point of observations compared to the higher point. You'll see there's a lighthouse in this. It did alternate days. You won't see the lighthouse lit up. I never did see the lighthouse lit up, so I don't know if it's not being used.
So now you can see Timothy starting to get frustrated because I'm showing him physical curvature and he's trying to claim I'm not. But I am providing physical evidence of the curvature of the Earth, but he's just not eyeing and not accepting it. Timothy's only willing to accept evidence from his experiment that he has made up in his head because he thinks it's the only valid one, but it's not.
First observation here, this is 2, see the same building. So here you are, I'm looking at for the same building. So here at the bottom here, you can see there, and you can see here is the same building, right? Now, so this is lower down, and this is me standing up on the beach. Why is it that there's so much more difference, right? Now I can't see these guys here over here, right? Okay, but you can't see these two, and which they should be. It should be right here, right? You know where this person is. I can't see them, but yeah, I can see them here. But then also you can see how I got so much more of the cliff here, and here is less cliff. So what these two are, this guy here is actually right there. You can't see it, just below the um the horizon of just below the horizon. This is where the same sea. This is the Atlantic Ocean that comes in here, comes into the bay. And right here you cannot see that, right? So this is the same observation.
This is a completely legitimate and very accurate representation and proof of physical curvature. You can see a higher elevation when you're higher up, and when you go lower because of the curvature of the Earth. We can't see things because they've disappeared over the curvature of the Earth. This is physical observations and proof of curvature. But Timothy is completely unwilling because he's too indoctrinated to accept this.
You can't see that. You can't see this guy here either. This guy here should be over here. Can't see them, but you can see them there. This is due to curvature of the Earth. This 100%, and you're more than welcome to go and try to prove me wrong. But that is exactly what that is. You can see how there's less here, and then here you can't see that. So that gap there, gone. The same building. Buildings on the top picture there is the higher altitude, next is lower altitude, and you can see the buildings missing the lower altitude one. Here's again, same up and bottom. Here you are. The exact same. Now this is done the same day, right away. So I literally, this is maybe about 5 minutes apart. So yeah, I can't see this time. So here's the same island here. See here, comes down here, and here how it's a lot closer. You don't have that as much drop off there. Here, this is higher elevation, lower elevation. We lose it here. Anything here comes up here. Can't see that there, not there, there. It's just only a tiny bit there. This is due to the curvature of the Earth.
You can see the horizon is closer to the one at the bottom, some lower altitude. This is not the curvature of the Earth. Remember, all these are really high up on cliffs. There's a massive cliff there, and there's a beachfront there. You can't see that. Once again, lower elevation, same buildings. Look, right there. Higher elevation, I can see more over the curvature because higher up, right? Higher up, you can see more over this curvature. Okay, so you're standing here, right? If I stand there, I can't see you. But if I move up a little bit, now suddenly I can see more, right? Closer, I can't see as much. And we'll come up a bit more. I can see 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 a bit more. But it's still only a certain point, but I can still see a bit more. That's what that is. Earth and its water. These are physical observations I did myself. Use my own camera, and I'm going out and doing this at the beach. As comes down, the horizon's rising up, closer to those. Even though those are not. Once again, here's another one. Same buildings along here. You can't see this guy here. It maybe the top there, a little bit, the roof right there, but the same camera, same zoom, same day, same location. I was up higher, and then I went down the beach, and I went down onto the beach. I'd like to apologize. The sound started getting off of the picture. It had to do with that blue glow that I have around my little setting the screen there. It just caused loads of issues on the stream, and I've had to take it off. But I do apologize. See, there's a tower there. See, there's a tower here, right? So it's the same tower, the same buildings. You can't see it's not. Okay, there's a tower there, right here. You can't see that building there, missing. Below the curvature of the Earth. On the beach, all they're actually up in the cliff face. These are all. In fact, me seeing the further here, I'm actually tiny bit further back because I'm back on the I had to walk down on the beach to go down the beach and walk up and go up on the cliff. So I'm actually further back. So you can't say, "Ooh, it's convergence," because I'm further back. I'm actually closer at the ones lower elevation. So it's not convergence. Not how convergence works. Demonstrable proof of the curvature of the Earth. There's only way that I'd be able to see more. You see further down. Once again, higher elevation, further back, I can see more. There's more gap here. Same buildings, less. Why is this? Because curvature of the Earth, the horizon is coming up higher. It's coming closer to my eye level here. And here, because I'm up higher and standing up, I see it drops down a little bit. So Timothy is trying to claim that this isn't physical, this is optical, but yet looking at a laser beam would be completely optical as well because you're using your eyes. Everything we look at is optical, but this is physical. This is physical horizon that's abstracting our view to on those beaches where I can't see certain buildings below, and in when I'm higher up I can see them. So yet this is 120% physical. I'm looking at it using optical evidence to show physical obstructions and show the physical curvature of the Earth. All right, see if I can fill this back in here, and see if we can get the audio and the video that line back up. So as you can see here, the top part is was a higher elevation. The bottom part is lower elevation. There's not much difference in the distance here, but as you can see, the lower one, because I'm seeing less of those cliffs, is showing the physical curvature of the Earth. The physical horizon has come up, and that's due to the curvature of the Earth that's blocking those cliffs. That's why I'm seeing less of it. So this is physical obstruction. It's because as I'm higher up in altitude, I'm seeing the curvature of the Earth. Here is the observations to see what's expected of flat Earth compared to. So you got flat Earth on the left side, and we got the and as you see the whole building, and on the right side we had the globe. The globe model, as you can see, globe model says there should be stuff hidden, which there is. This is now where I calculated for being lower down. And so here's lower down. See, so you should be able to see the whole thing. The horizon should go further back, but here, lower down, it's hidden. Even more is hidden. As you can see, this still works for the globe model and not for the flat Earth model. Let's do a lot of them because even I'd be able to see more. You see, even here, right? Even as higher up, there's still more cliff down further down and a beach down here, right? We can't see still below the curvature of the earth. That's what I'm saying here. That's what I'm saying. There should be some still hidden. There's still some hidden on the curvature of the earth. And that is because even then there's still bits still hidden. To the globe model, and as you see, we're being lowered down. As you can see, this still works for the globe model and not for the flat Earth model. Let's do a live demonstration here to kind of show and drive the point home. Here you are at the road outside, which obviously curves from left to right for drainage across the road. As you can see, going down, we can't see the curves on the side. If we go up in altitude, you can. That's because as you go up in altitude, we're seeing over top of the curvature. Now here's what it would look like on the flat Earth. So you're going down and up and down, and you still see the same amount no matter what. So we're going. I'm just going to kind of show you here in a minute. Here, this is on a flat surface. The road's fairly flat, going one way, and obviously curves the sides for drainage. So zoom back in. Zoom in. I was using the same camera as I was using before. There's other observations. Now this isn't the same day. This is a few days later, as we drove back from Wales. But that doesn't matter. It's showing proof of concept. One way was curvature disappearing. This way going straight in, and you can see the full amount. I went for something being small. Now I was zooming it in. Now it's getting bigger because we're changing angular size by using zoom. Click. Let's try to claim perspective causes things to disappear bottom up, but that's not the case. Here we are again, one side to side. We're going down, and it seems like the other side has kind of disappeared. Can't see it anymore. So let's try to zoom it back in, because Flerfs like to claim that all you gotta do is zoom it back in. You can zoom stuff back in, and disappears over the curvature. But something still seems to be missing there. I can't seem to zoom that other side of the road in, or that curb, or the leaves. And hold on, let's just go up a bit more in altitude. Oh, there we are. More. Oh wow, look at that. See, so if I go up in altitude, the curvature, I can see it. Claims. But if we go down, and not necessarily, depends. But remember, lasers are subject to refraction as well as they diverge as well. Right? Observations, same stuff. Lower altitude observations are completely able to predict the temperature of the Earth. I chat's not showing up when it's in my videos. I had to click off. Well, look, Timothy, you're more than welcome to tag me in a video that proves your point. Above I started looking continues to increase matching your claims. Not necessarily, depends, but the test. Oh, right. Well, I don't have a drone that can go that far out, so you're gonna have to find somebody else to do that. My drones, I don't have like thousands of dollars or pounds to put out for drones like that. I do have, as well as they are subject to refraction as well. Observations don't cut it because they falsify your claims. So I'm sorry, but observations work perfectly fine. Now I know you know, but you're more than welcome to show me if I have physical evidence of y'all's claims and beliefs. Well, I just showed physical curvature obstructing buildings and cliffs on the other side. So that was that is physical curvature. Physical globe curvature 20 times to 30 times beam. Test and so-called debate simply provide physical evidence. I just showed physical evidence of curvature. I did myself. No, well, something was physically blocking those cliffs. So, you can say that, Nuh Uh, all you like, but just like here, see how the road's physically blocking those, right? Just like right here. Well, something is physically blocking that, and look here, something is physically blocking this. Now, you can see optical, but I can't physically see that. I can't see that. So, something is physically blocking that. Just like that road. Something is physically blocking this. So, there's something there stopping that from me being able to see it. And here on the bottom part, I'm closer than the top part here. So what all is physically blocking that? Because there's something blocking that. Ooh, I think. Black Swan. Black Swan is extreme refraction, and you look at different days, you can see that the Black Swan, and all the observations suit the globe and work perfectly fine. So are you talking something like this here? Oh, look, there's the Black Swan. The final analysis of Black Swan is still a globe. Holy crap. Do you want to watch this? Maybe we should watch this one, eh? I watched this one by Bob the Science Guy. You ready to have your Black Swan torn apart?
Well, hi everyone, and greetings from northern Michigan. This is Bob the Science Guy.
Oh, would you look at that?
Years ago, this image, the Black Swan.
Look at that. Look at the refraction. Look at the distortion on that. How can you say that's a legitimate observation? Look at that. That is down to atmospheric refraction and extreme distortion due to higher refractive rates.
Swan image was just all the rage on the Flat Earth channels, and we still see it to this day. Now, I've addressed this several times before, and so have other debunkers. This is obviously an extremely refracted image, and you can't really tell too much from it. But all those treatments of the Black Swan involved people who actually understand science trying to correct the errors of those that don't. So for the last couple of weeks, what I've done is just basically set something up so that I could put this to rest once and for all. Now, the Flat Earth loves to have very low to the water observations over relatively short distances, and then go out and claim it doesn't show any curvature of the Earth. So I decided to introduce the whiteboard and develop a technique to actually measure the refracted radius of the Earth from these very low observation points. Now, I not only did this so that I could better evaluate Flat Earth videos, I wanted some measurable evaluation of the refraction present. Now, the spherical shape of the Earth is not subject to debate. It is an established fact. The only thing it is subject to is refinement. So one of the things that I wanted to do was I wanted to have a talk with a prominent flat earther, and I chose Brandon Toy, probably because he's one of the more reasonable.
No, the laser wouldn't shoot into the sky because the laser would still be parallel to the surface of the Earth. So even if you find something here, even if you went over the surface of the Earth here and you came around like that, right? It'd still be parallel. It'd still be level to the surface of the Earth. It'd still be level to what's below it. Now, obviously, this is an extreme example because this would be obviously freaking thousands of miles wide, right? But you get the point. You just come around here. It wouldn't be shooting into the sky because atmospheric refraction still affects lasers. Lasers still bend. So there's stuff like this here, which is see this shooting here. How come the laser bends? Holy shit! What's going on there? Could it be due to refraction in the water from different the medium thickness? Yes, I think so. Wow, look at that. Eh? Like I said, lasers are not very good because they are subject to refraction. the laser, it wouldn't bend up like that. The laser would actually come and would perform here. We go back to Bob the Science Guy, who's going to still completely destroy your. He does it quite well, so.
Of them. I wanted to see if there was common ground as to whether or not we could agree on what a photograph showed. Specifically, this photograph. This is the famous Black Swan image that has been making the rounds on the flat Earth for the last few years.
Well, look,
and all of that was leading up to this video.
I know you don't. You want to accept this.
Flat Earth proof called the Black Swan. It's time to put it to bed. So let's cue up the music and crush the soul of Flat Earth. Now, my discussion with Brandon was put out in the form of 2 videos that were released on Monday and Tuesday of this week. I'll refer you to those videos for a full detail of the discussion. But let's summarize the findings real quick. Now, the Black Swan image is an oil platform off the coast of California called Habitat. This is the photograph.
Come on, let's see Timothy. Let's watch the Black Swan.
Now,
let's
we're
watch.
Under agreement that this is 9.41 miles from the observer, and that the observer was at an observation height of 1 foot. We identified this deck right here as 57 feet above the water. We identified this deck at 40 feet above the water.
Timothy, how come we can't see below this deck here where people walk along? How come there seems like something's missing there?
We confirmed that the lowest point that we could physically see on this oil rig would be the area of the boat dock and the boat deck and the railing by the boat deck. The top of the railing is at 20.5 feet and the boat deck itself is at 15 feet. We agreed that at a minimum, 15 to 20.
All right, so the boat deck is 15 feet high, so why does it look like it's on the water? That's weird. As you can see on Timothy's comment here, he denies that lasers refract in different densities of mediums. So the medium density is denser and lower down, the laser will actually bend down towards it, but he's denying that.
0.5 feet of this oil rig is missing from this photograph. We settled on splitting the difference. Now, while the obvious reason for this is Earth curvature, did try and make the case for compression. Now, compression is an optical effect. It would follow logically that if you are seeing extreme compression, you will see extreme optical effects. So you would probably expect to see the maximum amount of compression from a photograph like this. There are a couple of things that we do have to look at. The area of the flame boom right up here is extremely distorted. So are the upper areas of this oil platform. But if you look down at the bottom, and let me get out of the way here, there's a couple of key features that you can see. You have cross members right here. They're straight. Again, straight. Nothing like this flame boom up here. The other thing that you have here is these decks. Notice that that is a very straight line with a right angle on it. There are very straight lines here. Even this deck has got a nice right angle with relatively minimal distortion. Notice that the flame boom comes out and starts off fine and then suddenly looms up. Now, the other thing that's very important to look at in this image is these legs. Notice that the legs are very straight with no more distortion at the top than there is at the bottom. Now, the argument that is being made by the Flat Earth is that even though these look pretty good, the bottom part of this deck and these legs are nice and straight, and there's no compression visible in this area because these certainly are nice diagonals without a lot of bowing on them, that suddenly, even though we're fine here, we got a massive compression.
Well, you know, lasers still are subject to refraction, and the air has different pressure gradients, and the pressure gradients causes light to bend. I'm sorry, this is objectively the truth. I know you don't want to accept it. I know it hurts your little flirty feelings, but this is empirically proven. So as the light travels through the air, which is a medium, as it hits different pressure densities, like cooler air above like water and stuff like that, it will bend down towards the denser medium. I showed something like the light bending in something like water, and that is just simply down to the fact that it can show it over a shorter period measurement, a shorter space to see, or you can see it more exaggerated. But this is still exactly what happens in the air, just over a longer distance instead of over just like a short distance, like maybe here 3 feet. It could be over maybe 3 miles.
Compression right here in the bottom 15 to 20 feet must be hidden in that compression. Now, it should be noted that I brought this up with Brandon during the course of the interview, and I was very concerned about these legs down here. Brandon tried to make the case that there was significant distortion on this portion of the leg compared to that portion of the leg. I do believe that looks pretty straight to me. How's it look to you? Now, the question becomes is he saying it's distorted because that's his narrative, and the fact that these are not distorted is rather devastating to that narrative? I would think so, because I think he has trouble seeing this. Those legs are not distorted. There is no indication that we would have essentially no distortion or compression here, and then suddenly go into massive compression just a few inches below it. Now, secondly, the author of the original Black Swan video has been trolling me in my comments on this.
Bob
Now, he's picking up
you.
on the fact that I used a photograph in a previous video that had been misidentified.
As for running, I mean,
it was actually Platform Hill House rather than Habitat. Hill House is the next one over. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But rather than concentrate and try and refute.
I mean, you can see him running, but honestly, I'm not even funny, mate. But it is like 1:23 in the morning, and I got, things to do. But we'll hurry up and crush this for you.
My argument that there is 15 to 20 feet of this platform.
You can keep saying lasers, lasers, lasers all you like there, Buttercup. Guess what? It ain't gonna freaking help you because I've already proven that lasers are subject to the refractive index of the air, as well as lasers diverge from their source.
Missing. He concentrated on trying to.
I already proved the curvature, so you can keep saying not all you like. I still proved the curvature.
Photograph. The problem with the flat earth is the mocking is really all they have. Now, I've left the vast majority of them up except ones that were direct personal attacks against me. Now, he's not tried to counter my arguments in any way other than saying, well, he sees the entire platform. There's nothing missing. Even though Brandon and I very clearly demonstrated that there is at a minimum 15 to 20 feet of this platform missing, he's maintaining the party line that there is absolutely none of this platform missing. You can see it all except for things that were compressed for reasons. He hasn't offered any of those reasons, and he hasn't evaluated the photograph. As I noted a few minutes ago, compression is an optical effect. It's a distortion. This is a very distorted photograph. We should expect to see maximum compression in something like this. Now let's have a look at this undistorted photograph taken from approximately the same elevation and location as the first. On the left, you see platform Habitat. Behind my fat head, you see platform Hill House.
Now you've noticed that Timothy is starting to resort to ad homs because his flat earth narrative is being crushed right before his eyes.
Let's have a look at Habitat very closely. Now I want to call your attention to that deck right there. Sticking out from the side of Habitat below the flame boom, there is a very prominent deck sticking out. Brandon and I looked at that. The bottom of that deck is 40 feet above the water. Now let's see it on a non-refracted image. Notice anything different?
Oh dear.
There's the deck right.
Oh dear. Oh, look at that. Timothy, look at that. Oh, look. The refractive index is like not nearly as bad there. Holy crap. And look at that. Oh no. How'd that happen? Oh, look at that. Oh dear. Oh, look at that. Oh, and atmospheric refraction is not normal and not completely, and not like a really obscure day. It's, well, how'd that get higher up? Timothy. Timothy. What happened? What happened? What happened there? Oh no! Oh, somebody just got globe smacked. Oh dear me! Oh, oh no! It's gone. Oh, what? Bob was pointing at it. Oh. Globe probed. Yep. Timothy. I'm waiting for something. Proof. Flat Earth proof provided. Have any idea? All right. Let's keep going here. Look at that. Oh no! What happened? What happened? Where to go? Oh no! Oh!
Right there.
Oh!
The water.
Bet you that stings, isn't it?
Notice too that the horizon is very smooth. There's no false horizon behind platform Habitat.
Ah, bet you that stings, isn't it? Poor Timothy.
Notice too that the horizon is clearly between us and platform Habitat. So again, where are all these structures down here? You can see that right there.
Oh
you
no!
Can't see any of this. Now here's the bottom line.
Oh, look, extreme refraction.
This is a very refracted photograph. That photograph?
Oh, look at that. Not extreme refraction, more normal refraction. Look at that. Oh, curvature.
Not so much.
I think see Timothy's trying to go back to demanding I do his experiment for him, and now he's trying to play like
he hasn't been owned, but he completely and totally has been owned.
So even though this is a far better and clearer photograph with fewer optical effects and compression, we're missing more of that platform.
I absolutely
Why is
did.
that? If we are missing platform.
I absolutely wrecked you. You just got absolutely globe probed. Globe probed.
Due to compression. There is less compression here than there is here. Yet, we're missing more of the platform here. That rules out that compression is causing this platform to vanish from the bottom up. It's simply an untenable hypothesis. That's Earth curve. But wait, there's more. We have math. Now, what's normal given the radius of the Earth and standard atmospheric refraction? Once again, let's go to Walter Bisslin's advanced Earth curve calculator. We're going to go down here and put in the basic data for the habitat observation.
Oh, Timothy, I did provide evidence already. I already done it. I already showed it to you. Did you miss it? No, you didn't miss it. I already showed you curvature. I already proved it. Sorry, buddy. My little flirty friend. You keep taking that copium. Don't overdose, though. Right? Just sip on it. Just keep sipping.
On spherical Earth, imperial measurements, 1 foot elevation, 19.
Oh, I'm not playing games there, buddy boy. Yeah. Sorry there, Muffin. I know it hurts. I know it stings. It stings, you know. The globe probing. I mean, are you a first timer? Okay, I've taken many V cards.
And the height of the target is 90 feet to the helipad on habitat. How much of that should we see, given?
I can show you more. Do you want to see some more observations? I got more. I got lots. This destroys a flat Earth.
Standard refraction. We should see 54 feet. There should be about 36 feet hidden. Now, again, let's look at that image.
Oh, no, I showed evidence. Where's yours? I still don't see your evidence. I don't see any of your evidence. Where's your evidence? I haven't seen nothing yet. Poor kid. You want to see some more? I mean, I should keep letting Bob just destroy you. Huh?
You know, at this point here, Timmothie ran away. He just couldn't take the globe probing anymore. I think he's been a first timer and he was a bit sore and raw. But he's been in the comments of my live stream here, still spouting his flat Earth lies.
Do that test. You know, I've already done tests like that. I already debunked the flat Earth test like that. So, oh, how about this one? Yeah, you'll like this one. Here, let's just switch this over. There we are. Here's some evidence.
Ship would be significantly higher than that. Now, for those of you that don't understand how perspective works, before the waves could block the ship from this viewing elevation, they would have to be higher than my elevation, and we're simply not seeing 8-meter waves or 8-meter swell out there. The ship is disappearing due to the curvature of the Earth.
Oh, look. Oh no. Oh, what happened there? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, hold on, wait a minute.
Is disappearing due to the curvature of the Earth.
Oh, it's just, I think that's a P1000. Oh no, look at that. Oh no. Where'd it go? Oh no, bye bye. Oh, look at that. Oh, there's a boat. Oh, where's it going? Where's it going? Oh, bye. Oh, it's going over the curvature of the Earth. Oh no, it's sinking. Oh no. It's sinking. Oh no. Oh. Hanzo, I think he's ran away. I don't need to do your stupid test. I could just observations are much better.
On the beach.
Oh no.
At Hope Cove. With my back against the harbour wall, trying to stabilise myself.
I love it if Flerfs do that.
Oh no, he hadn't actually ran away the first time. He was just pretending, or he came back, whatever. But I think at this point here now, he really did run away because he was just getting even globe smacked even harder. He came back in, and I was still showing evidence of the curvature of the Earth and things disappearing over the horizon, bottom up, which could only happen on a globe.
And that one appears to have stopped.
Oh, here's one.
This is time-lapse footage taken of a sailboat going most of the way over the horizon on San Francisco Bay.
See this.
Additionally, one can see at various points the tips of sails from other boats going by on the horizon. These observations are consistent with the hypothesis that the water surface is curved upward between me and the boats, and inconsistent with it being flat, since the hull and about half of the sail disappear behind the water as the boat moves away.
I think you're running away.
The raw
He's running
footage
away.
is about an hour long and is linked in the description. To create the video you see here, I first edited out all the parts where the boat could not be seen, usually because of another boat blocking the view, or me failing to keep the camera pointed at the target. Then I used automatic video stabilization software to reduce the shakiness of the image, since otherwise the time-lapse is hard to watch. Finally, I sped it up to 10 times normal speed.
Oh, you're running away. Oh, but look, this is a good part. Don't run. Don't run. Timothy, don't run. Don't run. But this is a really good part. You'll like this part. I like this part. Watch this. You'll love this. Watch. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, where's that? Where's the rest of the boat? How come I see less and less of it? Timothy, don't run. Run away. I'm having too much fun playing with you. Come on. This is fun. Enjoying this. Oh, look at that. Oh, no. Look at that. Where's that going? Oh, no. Yeah, I wish flat earthers should do their own bloody observations, do their own experiments. I always asking people to leave the globe to do observations to falsify. Well, how would you do observations to verify the flat Earth? How would you do observations to verify prove the flat Earth? What should cast the flat Earth? How about that? How about this? Sunsets. There you want laser? How about light? How about that? Sunset. Sunset falsifies flat Earth. Yeah, right there. Sunset, spring bottom up falsifies flat Earth. Just can't explain it on your flat Earth. You can't. This doesn't work. It has to stay above. It has to go to the little tiny pinprick. Doesn't do that. Oh, you're like, oh, look at that. Oh, no, look, Timothy. Oh, look. Wait, I'll pause it. Hold on, let me just make it bigger. Oh. Come on, pause. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Where's the rest of the boat? Oh, no. You see just a little bit. Oh, no. Where's the rest of it go? How come? This guy doesn't move on the boat. How come you can see less of it? Oh, no. Timothy. Oh, where'd it go? I can make it bigger on here. Oh, no. Oh, where'd it go? Yeah, Hanzo, I think he ran away. He's ran. I was having so much fun. I'm gonna flirt in the comments. It's awesome. No evidence.
This footage was recorded on February 23rd, 2018, Starting at 3:43 p.m., the camera was at Pier 14 in San Francisco, about 15 feet above the water. When I started filming, the boat was somewhere near Angel Island. Then it went toward the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge, and finally docked at the Richmond Yacht Club, which is about 7.8 miles from Pier 14.
Oh, 7 miles. Oh, no.
The red line on the map indicates my rough estimate of its path. Plugging these numbers into the Metabunk curvature calculator yields a hidden height of 4 to 6 feet, depending on refraction. Let's compare that to the video. Here I have taken a frame from 446 and inset a portion of a frame from 0.15. I sized the inset so the difference in heights of the two masts are about the same. Comparing the inset image to the water crest in the outer image, I estimate 6 to 8 feet are obscured, which agrees with the curvature prediction to within the measurement precision, particularly in the presence of such a large zone of refractive distortion. Furthermore, this comparison makes it clear that the water cannot be flat, since in that case a distant boat would be higher in the image when compared to the water crest, not lower.
There you have it. All those cameras are fully zoomed in, and guess what? Those boats disappear over the horizon, and we're not able to be zoomed back in. So all those claims you see are just utter BS and nonsense. And because when some boat's over the horizon, that's it. You don't see it again unless it comes back into view. Turn around, come back. Fair enough. But that schooner there comes back over the horizon. Because those come back. There's no edge of the earth. It doesn't pull off the earth.
Tears. It's more flat earth tears. So tasty. That's awesome. He's a low level Flerf him. He was just a baby Flerf. Alright. Well, honestly, it is like 1:41, and I promised my wife I wasn't gonna be doing that freaking like 3-4 o'clock in the morning thing again. So, yes, the good stuff. Always sweeten my coffee with the tears of Flerfs.